Also making sure this senior night wouldn't be a flop was a freshman willing to run through walls for her team. Emily Shaud had 12 points and played a very physical game on both ends.
She plays above the freshman caliber. Yeah, she's tough as nails, kids. Doesn't really have a whole lot of fear, as you saw on the line there at the end, wanted the ball in her hands. And she's a playmaker, and she'll take charges. You saw that a couple times tonight. I mean, you just got to love the coach and kid that puts their heart and soul into it like she does.
3 years later, on another senior night in hometown, not much has changed. Shaud is still willing to do anything to help her team, and she's still fearless. In fact, when I ask her coach to describe her before the game, he gives me pretty much the same answer from 2017.
Hard-nosed, yeah, coal region kind of kid. Really loves the sport, really dedicated to it, loves to compete, loves to win. You know, she's really all about tonight us beating one of our arch rivals as much or more so than her getting her 1,000 point, and that's the kind of kid you always want to coach.
How tough is Shaud? I know I said not much has changed for her senior season, but something big did happen in the summer of 2019.
You know, actually tearing my ACL, I didn't know I did it. It hurt. It hurt for a good 5 minutes, but then I got up and walked off the court. Like nothing ever happened. So it was definitely scary to know that your body can do that, that you're doing something that you do all the time and then just that one time it changes. But coming back, it was definitely not only physically hard, like my legs, you can't really tell on the camera, but they're still not the same size. Yeah. It's definitely hard physically, it's a long process, so you still have to keep up with that, like you can't ever stop that. And then it's also mental, because there are days you just want to not do anything, you don't want to go to physical therapy, you just want to sit around, you want to give up, but you just gotta do the boring work.
Shaud did the work, and on her senior night, she only needed 3 points to hit 1,000 in her career at Marian Catholic.
When Emily got hurt, we knew she was 100-some points away from getting to the 1,000, and weren't really sure at that point back in the summer, fall, you know, when she would come back, how she would be. So for her to be on the precipice of that tonight is, you know, really great to see. I was really upset and when I thought that she might not get to that, because she really deserves it.
I came here to practices and open gyms when I could, so they were supporting me here. And mostly my family. My family's a big supporter in everything I do, so they're always like, hey, did you do your workouts at home? Do you need to ride physical therapy? Like, what's going on? What time's therapy? They're always that little reminder to keep doing what you gotta do.
After all the workouts and therapy, Shaud was ready to get back on the court on January 4th, 2020. Because
people only see what's under the lights. Yeah. They don't see what you do off scene. That goes for my whole team, because we work hard definitely all the time. But when you have an injury like this, it's almost triple what you're doing normally. Like, my summer workouts going into junior year were completely different going into senior year because of my injury. I had to put in so much more, and I thought I was putting in everything, but it's just more and more and more.
Marian head coach Paul Bruto says he's seen Shaud take more charges than any other player he's coached. I asked him if Shaud, such a physical player, was a bit tentative when she came back from her injury.
Really, yeah, that's kind of one of the things I was worried about and looking for good reason, is, you know, mentally, how you're going to handle it when you first get into a physical contact situation. And she really hasn't shown much fear. And it's kind of surprising on one hand because of the severity of the injury, but knowing her, it's not really surprising at all.
Have asked me that before, does it change how you see the game? And I'm like, yeah, definitely, because you just miss it so much just sitting there. But I've learned to have more fun doing what I do and playing hard.
For SSPTV Sports, I'm Ken Kara.